Oh, how's everybody? You guys ready to learn how to keep your produce clean? My hands are cold. All right. It's 25 degrees here in New York. March, whatever, 25 degrees. It's ridiculous, don't you think? It's so ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, we're going to go live over here too. We're going to be live in 5 different places today. I'm so excited. Don't forget, heart me's, all the love. If you're here for the first time, you know where to go. I don't know why it doesn't want to show up. It's so weird. Hey, Veg Nurse, where you been? Hi, Nolan. Nice to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, we are getting started. We're going to be doing, let me see. Okay, we're good. I think we're on. Yes, okay. How's everybody? Is this us too? I'm going to move you guys over. Uh-oh, we got a goal. We never get these goals, but let's see. Oh, no, it's not a flash goal yet. Welcome in. We are talking about today. All right, we're in. All right, we're talking about how to wash, clean, store your produce. And a couple of things I think about a lot, you know, especially because I'm in a professional kitchen, things are done very differently. Even when I'm home, it's done differently. So I think that's Nolan. It says that you've been a long time watcher. So welcome. I'm so glad you dropped that heart today. So I thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about sort of, we'll probably go back and forth in some of the differences, like, you know, especially, you know, working in a commercial kitchen and then coming home and working in a home kitchen. It's a different scenario. It's a different look, different vibe. You know, everybody's more relaxed in a home kitchen, but things can happen here too, you know? So I think I got a whole bunch of different types of produce, and we're going to go over how we store them, how we clean them, and different ways that I find work best to keep your produce fresh. Because the worst thing in the world, even for me, especially now that I'm cooking from home and doing classes, sometimes I have so much produce, and if it goes bad, it drives me bananas. Because first of all, organic produce is kind of a little bit more pricey than, you know, not conventional produce. So it drives me crazy. So why does washing matter? So, you know, if you think about it, our produce starts in the ground somewhere on a farm. It's hand-picked usually, or it goes through machine-picked, right? Then it has to get boxed. Then it goes, no dry tagging here, please. You're gonna have to go if you do that. We're not interested in that. And then it gets packed. It goes to a warehouse. It sits inside a warehouse, right? Getting ready to pack. A packer puts it on a truck. Then it gets to the store. The store has to store it. Then it's put onto a produce shelf. Usually it's rinsed and handled, but people aren't using gloves in that space. I can tell you that right now. It is very rare that a produce handler in a grocery store is wearing gloves. Then it gets, you know, rinsed in a sink, in a produce sink, put out on a shelf. It's getting driven on a cart. It's gotten on a shelf, and then people are picking. They're touching it. They're looking at it. They're handling it. You drop it on a conveyor belt, on a grocery store handle. Look at all the places that produce winds up before it gets on your dinner plate. That's a lot of space. So when it gets to your home, the most important thing you can do is clean it before you eat it, right? It doesn't matter organic, not organic. It's still being handled. It's still being packed, still being put in boxes. It's still going on a conveyor belt to get rung up. It's still getting touched. It's getting put in a bag, you know, all of those things. So when that happens, you really want to make sure that when you get that produce home, you are cleaning it. So also for storage, there's moisture, warmth, damage, what causes food to break down, right? When you control these things, everything kind of lasts longer. So if you guys are thinking about any of this stuff and it's freaking you out, don't freak out, because you've gotten this far without any trauma or problem. So it's not like you're not, it's you're doing something right? But you hear these E. coli breakouts or salmonella. It's all about food handling. For the most part, it is food handling. So that's where we want to be very conscious of how we are handling our produce, and we're going to talk about that today. How do you properly wash your produce? How do you properly store your produce? And you're going to, from that, you're going to figure out, oh, now I know, right? So if you are looking at what we do here, let me see, can I get that pinned for you? It's so weird that these won't pin today. All right, so we'll pin our squirrel gift. We have lots of gifts. Oh my goodness, nothing's working today. We got heart me's, got all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so the 4 core rules. These are my kitchen rules. You ready? Always wash your hands before handling food. Always. Think about it. You're walking your dog, your kid's got a cold, you're schmotzing them up, there's all schnotz and all stuff. Good morning. You like it? Do you feel good? I'm so excited for you. I'm on my second cup. Well, I didn't finish the first, so I mixed it into my second because it kind of got cold. It's cold in the house. All right, so always wash your hands. Work on a clean surface. I love my stainless steel counter because I feel like it stays, so does granite or any of those other things. They all stay pretty clean. But remember, they get dirty. You're handling food, you're prepping food. You've got to keep your counters clean, right? I like lemon, vinegar, and water sometimes. I'll use the 7th generation wipes. We do have Clark's wipes in our house. I'm not a fan of them, but when I know everybody's germy, I use them. Use cool running water for produce. And then keep produce separate from raw meat and fish. Basics, right? That's what we know. We know those are basics, important things to do. So your 4 core kitchen rules: always wash your hands before handling food. You're working on a clean surface. You're using cool running water to clean your produce. And also you're keeping produce separate from raw meat and fish. Very simple, fun tools. Wow, we go from like 60 people here to 30. Come on, TikTok. We need you to get yourself straight. Oops. All right. How do we wash produce properly? So there's different kinds of produce, and each kind of produce kind of lends itself. Good morning, Kimberly. Kimberly, I'm so sorry about last week. You're the only person I didn't get to talk to. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just wrote last night. I wrote all of our Sunday night cooking classes through September. So they're going to get posted next week, and you'll be able to register and know and plan. I'm drinking. I'm sorry. My mama's okay, but I had to be with mama. I'm drinking my coffee, TikTok, and socials. Okay. So there's, for me, a couple of kinds of produce, right? There's firm produce, which is your potatoes, your cucumber, right? Potato, cucumber, melons, carrots. Then you have your delicate produce, right? You've got greens, herbs, right? This is your delicates. Then the last one is your crevice vegetables. What would that be? That would be broccoli, cauliflower. Leeks are even considered that. So these are the ones that you're using. So for the first ones, for your firm produce, You can use a produce brush. Now, I think I have a produce brush. I don't use one that often. I like it, but it tends to get a little funky for me, so it drives me a little crazy. And then I found these things on the TikTok shop. I found these things and I love these things. So these are kind of good because they scrub the dirt off of your thing. I kind of like them and they're almost like a throwaway. I also have used, I've also used a clean, let me show you, the clean blue scrub. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I've also used like the clean back of these. I love these. Thank you for my squirrels. Thank you. Ooh, we're in a good spot. We're going to be in a good spot today. I've also used the clean backs of this. And then when they're not, when they get old, I can, throw it out. Now, once I start washing pots and pans, I use this separately for my produce. And then I have one for like pots and pans. So just keep in mind, I'm not using it back and forth. I'm always, thank you for all my gold crocodiles. I'm always using this, I always keep these kinds of things separate. And another reason why it's a good thing to use a produce brush, because you're probably not going to use it with pots and pans. All right. So these get scrubbed. Now, what's great about organic produce is they don't usually have a wax layer to them, which I love, different from regular produce, conventional, we'll call it conventional or non-organic. And then also another thing that you have to do, hey, Evie, another thing you want to do is thank you for my heart. You also always want to take your stickers off your produce before you put them in water. Once you put them in water, it sort of sets them and the glue sticks to the produce, especially if you don't want to, take the skin off. And I have to say that's me. I don't like to take the skin off my produce if I don't have to. This is a strange little spot on my table that I didn't notice. All right. Now you can see, I don't know if you guys can actually see, but this cucumber is rather dirty. And if you think about it, right, it's growing in the dirt, in a vine, on a farm, right? Somebody's picking this. They're putting it in a box. Think about how many times this cucumber's been handled before it gets to your table. Then it gets packed in a box. It gets put on a truck. It goes to a warehouse. Then it sits in a warehouse. Then it goes on another truck and comes to your store. The store guy takes it, the produce guy in the produce department takes this, puts it in a cooler. Then he's got to open the boxes. He's handling this produce without gloves. It gets on a shelf. Then somebody's doing this and looking at the produce all day long. How many hands are touching this, schnotting on their face, scratching, doing, you know what I'm saying? So when you get this home, if you're going to eat the skin, which I love to do, I love eating the skin on my produce. We've got a flash bowl. Let's see what we got. 13 hearts. Let's go. That's not bad. That's not a bad one. We don't usually, I know we're going to make it today. So I want to wash this produce. How am I washing this produce? I'm going to my sink, and a couple of things that I love, and I find the most, you can get those produce wash. I think I might have produce wash. Hold on, let me see. I think I have the spread. I do. Fruit and Veggie Clean. This is Rebel Green. Let me see. I don't use this that often. I like to just use, honestly, baking soda. This is purified water and a surfactant, a plant-derived surfactant, lactic acid, grapefruit seed extract, organic lemon extract and lime extract. I do have, it's upstairs in my, I forgot to bring it down. I was like, I got to bring this down and show everybody. Actually, you guys want to wait 2 seconds and I'll run upstairs and get it? Hold on. I'm going to run upstairs. Hold on. I want to go get this. I forgot to get it. I'm coming. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm coming. I forgot about this. This is a powerhouse cleaner, and I love it. Thank you for waiting. You guys waiting. I'm so excited. Okay. This is a powerhouse for cleaning. It's called Nutribiotic Maximum GSE, grapefruit seed extract. This is a bacteria killer like no other. I love it. Unaliver, sorry. Don't get mad at me for saying that. So what I would do with this, you have 2 ways you can clean produce really well. Where you can use these sprays, but I don't think it's necessary to get a spray like this. I really don't. Because it's like you spray it on your produce. I just feel like, I don't know what that surfactant is. I know it says plant derived, but they're not telling you. It could be citrus based. I don't really know. So I'm not using it. You know, I buy it and I get it. Sometimes I get them as samples, so I'll try it. But you can do 2 things. I want to show you this cucumber up close. I'm sure you can't tell that it's kind of dirty and, you know, handled a lot. And if you notice, when you put your thumb on it, you can scrape it across. Organic cucumbers are usually not waxed, so you're not dealing with that. But, you know, you're going to have other stuff. So now here's the thing. You can do a couple of things. I'm not dragging the camera back and forth to the sink today, so I'm going to do it in a bowl. But you can pour a couple of drops of your grapefruit seed extract in there and kind of swirl it around. I do sort of tepid water, not hot, not freezing cold. And then, oh, this is too small. Then, let's see. Then I put this, if you have a little produce bucket, you can get that also. But now I'm just sort of gonna put it in here. You can use one of these and sort of take that and just kind of give it a good rinse. And I'll do this before I put my produce away. And I'll also dry it too, right? Once I get my produce, I'll do the same. Same thing for a potato, right? I'll do this usually underwater, but I'll just give it a good scrub to get all the dirt off. Because if you think about it, especially with skins that you know are growing in the dirt, right? We're just gonna sort of take that off. And with this grapefruit seed extract, to me, this is all you need. And a lot of times, even with organic chicken, I will rinse chicken and fish with this. Even if it doesn't have a stinky, or, you know, you buy, sometimes you can get, I eat all the vegetable skins, so yummy. Exactly. I love, especially if you're juicing a cucumber. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but just that few minutes, the water got a little bit sort of tainted, right? So it did get all that, you know, I say caca, all this dirt off and bacteria. That's why I like grapefruit seed extract, because you're you know, getting all the bacteria off. So now I'm drying. Thanks, Gabby, for that follow. So now I'm drying my produce and I'm going to let it sit out air dry. Yes, Katie, it's called, this happens to be Nutribiotic. That's the name of the company, and it's grapefruit seed extract. I mean, they have big ones too. They have an eardrop. that I used on my daughter when she was little, and we use it to this day with earaches. Because and then there's one that they have that has tea tree in it, and grapefruit seed extract. This company is fabulous, 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 fabulous. I'm drinking coffee. So it's great to have in your kitchen. If you buy chicken and you leave it in your fridge and you didn't get to it when you think you did, and you got a day on the expiration, and sometimes, you know, when you open up cryovac chicken or meat or any type of, you know, the cryovacs, or, you know, chicken comes in a plastic with the wrap over it, you know, and sometimes they off gas and they smell really funky, right? Sometimes you get that off gassing smell from chicken in plastic. And you know, you can put your chicken in a bowl and, you know, put a few drops of this on here and swish your chicken around. It just wipes out all that. It's fabulous, honestly. Fish, the same thing. You get fish home from the store and, you know, you're like, oh, I don't like the way it smells. Use a few drops of this. Takes all the stinky, fishy smell out. It's great. Good morning, Irene. All right, so that's how I would do the hard shell. You could also, and remember, you also, when you get it out of the water, don't let it air dry. Take a minute, dry it with a towel, a nice clean kitchen towel, or a paper towel. Either one is going to work, but you want to dry them so that they are, you know, you're rinsing it. You can use a brush, like I said, cut away bruised areas. I wouldn't do that till you're going to cook. Don't do that till you're going to use it. And now you have a beautiful, clean, bacteria-free produce, right? And they're in such better shape now. Hey, Jean, how are you? All right, so now I'm going to just pour that water out. So that's how I would handle it. Same with carrots. What else? Yams, sweet potatoes, any firm produce. That's how you're going to do it. You know, I don't know. I don't think you need this. I don't think you need to pay $8 for a spray that you don't know really exactly what's in it. You can use lemon juice and baking soda. Let me show you that. You can take, let me show you another potato. Ooh, look, this one's going. You see how it's got that green tint? This actually, honestly, this could be, I can use this in the garden. I could plant this right now, like cut this in half and plant this and have some potatoes this season, Yukons. All right, so same with this, the russet, it's ready to bloom here. Okay, so again, we're gonna put some water. I like tepid. You could do cool, but I'll show you what I mean when I say tepid. We're going to take the temperature of this water so you can see it. You got a bunch of potatoes that you just got home. Where's my thermometer? Let's see. Please be in here. Of course it's not. Hold on. Let me see if I can find my thermometer. We moved stuff all over the kitchen today. Oh, found it. Okay. This to me is tepid water. I'm not a big fan of ice cold or cool. Yeah, it's about 71. Okay, I like that. Now, you could do this. If you really, you know, for me, especially if you're going to use the skin, you could add a little bit of baking soda. Right? Just a little bit, teaspoon. You know, you don't need a lot. And then if you really want to activate that, and you don't keep this in there long, you could just pour a little bit of lemon juice in there and give it a quick mix. And it's going to do the same thing. Now I'm just doing this here, but if you have a bucket or a bowl in your, in your kitchen sink, you can just do this, give it a quick scrub. And honestly, if you are eating the skins of produce, I would absolutely make this step happen because you really don't know where your produce has been. If you're not buying, like literally local within 100 miles, your produce is traveling through a bunch of hands and a lot of places, and that's it. You only need to do it really. It doesn't need to soak long. But here's your nice clean potato now. It's so pretty, right? Let me go this way. Oh, and look, you can see the dirty water. That's a lot is dirt, but you don't know what bacteria has passed by this potato. So you want to do that. All right, so you guys got it for the firm. You're gonna always wash before peeling also because your knife pulls what's on the skin into the flesh. So even if you're making mashed potatoes and you don't like to use the skin and you're mashed, you still have to wash your potato because when you peel, that you're dragging whatever bacteria on top of your potato into the flesh of your vegetables. So it's really important to clean your vegetables. All right. I think you guys are, I don't see a lot of chat happening today, but I'm wondering if it's because you're intently listening. Because there's a lot of people here today. Not a lot of tapping going on. I love the skin. So Lady Boss, don't forget, you gotta clean it. And I was just showing everybody this Nutribiotic. This Nutribiotic grapefruit seed extract is like a very important, it's like another essential tool in your kitchen. Don't forget. All right, so now how are you cleaning delicate produce? This is a little bit different, just a little bit, right? Delicate produce, you got to store it unwashed. You don't really want to wash. You don't want to wash your produce before you use it because what happens is you're gonna start breaking it down. Now, what do I consider delicate produce? I consider delicate produce greens and berries. Oh, I forgot to bring you strawberries. I forgot to get strawberries. Bummer. I wanted to show you strawberries because with the exception of berries, what I do with berries, and they last way, way longer, I wash them. I keep the stem in them. Zucchini. Hey, Kate, how are you? Zucchini is really sort of in the, I would consider it like a cucumber, firm, because you can either keep the skin off, keep the skin on, or you're going to eat it with the skin. I would be washing zucchini the way that we just did cucumbers. All right. I wash my berries so that my kids can have snacks. Yes. Now here's the thing. If you're gonna, and I forgot to get berries for you guys, but I can tell you this, and you'll get it. You want to wash your berries, lay them out, dry them, and put them in mason jars. Put a paper towel at the bottom of a mason jar. I'll show you. I can't believe I forgot to get berries. It's okay. You'll take a jar like this. You'll completely wash them. And how I would wash berries, I would use grapefruit seed extract, and I would only be using organic berries. Remember. Thank you, Carrie, for my heart. So now I would take just a nice, clean paper towel. I put it on the bottom, and then I'd fill my jar. You're going to get an extra 5 days on your berries. Because I know for me, when I buy a pound of berries, especially because I'm only buying organic, they're pricey and I don't want them to go bad, before I finish eating them. Got it? Easy, right? Yeah, this is a great tip. But make sure, is there a reason you don't use a plastic container? For berries, I would not. I would put them in a mason jar. And I don't really have a reason. But I just find that when I put them in a mason jar, my strawberries last, 10, 12 days. Sometimes I get 14. They're starting to go at 14 days. All right. So with this, when you finally use these, now I know in my store, in my shop, when we get parsley or any greens, they are soaked every single day in clean filtered water. That's just the way that we handle our greens. I don't know if that's everywhere. I can't speak for everywhere else. I just know there. How did we wash our potato, Irene? We soaked it in a little bit of grapefruit seed extract and tepid water, about 70 degrees. Tepid for me, it's not cold and it's not warm. It's just, I can't say room temperature today because it's like 65, 66 in here. So it's a little warmer than that. And then I use the Nutribiotic grapefruit extract or baking soda and a little lemon juice. I have this spray. I just think it's unnecessary. If you have baking soda and you have the grapefruit seed extract, to me, that's my go-to. All right, so if I'm going to do this, I'm going to store them unwashed. Sometimes what I'll do with this is I'll take paper towel and I'll wrap it in paper towel just like this, all the way around. I'm going to cook these. Can you boil the potatoes and get rid of the dirt and eat them that way? Is that healthy? I mean, you could, but you're not going to boil a potato and then leave it in your fridge, right? Like if you buy I don't buy 5-pound bags of potatoes because I never finish them. I buy them loose. And I'm a little different because I work in a health food grocery store. So I can bring home 2 potatoes a day, or a potato. I only buy what I'm going to use. But if I was going to, hold on to produce, I would not boil them and put them in the fridge, right? I'm going to clean them and then cook them the way that I want. If you do that, I would cool them properly, meaning get them below 40 degrees and then store them in glass. Yeah, I shop daily. I have the luxury of shopping daily. A lot of people do not. So I would leave them like this. Also, another good way to store hold on, let me show you this. And then parsley, the same thing. Now, if you have a salad spinner, which I have, you can soak these, right? Now, here's something that I do, and my crew and I get into it all the time. For me, when I'm cutting parsley, I want to keep it together. I don't like it all over the place. And if they're going to do all over the place, then they better cut the sprig off. Then if you're going to wash this, I'm going to wash it sort of like a dunk. I'll show you. Again, it's nice to have a good produce bucket. I'm going to show you. Okay. Again, I'm going to put my Nutribiotic in here. Like 4 or 5 drops. You don't need a lot. It's very concentrated. And then I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to shake it. This is going to get all your sand and dirt out. Again, if you have a taller bucket, even better. A deeper bucket, even better. But I'm just going to kind of, almost like a washing machine. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Now, what I normally do with this, before I do this, now that I did this, it's okay. I'm good. And I'm going to move this over, right? Then I'm going to dry this, and this is how I'm going to store it two different ways. One way is I'm going to completely make sure I'm drying it. If you have a salad spinner, I would put it in a salad spinner. I don't know why, but I get tired of salad spinners. I buy them, I use it. It annoys me, and it sits in the back, in my pantry forever. And then I give it away, and I go through that process 100 times. But I'm just going to dry this off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip this end. I do lettuce. Well, yes, I'll do lettuce like that. Now what I'll do is this. I'm going to I take clean. Now my water is really good here. We test it all the time. So I feel safe. I have well water, so there's no fluoride, no chlorine, no nothing in our water. It's pretty clean. We test it all the time. So I love being able to use it, but watch what I'll do. I will cut these ends just as if you were going to do a bouquet of flowers. And then I store I have like an herb bowl, and I will store my herbs like this. And this lasts forever. I put it on the bottom shelf of my fridge, and it lasts forever. You could probably I usually will cook my greens pretty quickly, but you could do the same, as long as it's sort of like cutting a flower, right? Cutting a bouquet of flowers. You want to expose the wet, the fresher part of it, and just throw them in here. If you're going to do them over the next 2 days or 3 days, and I'm just going to keep my bowl like this. I don't put anything in the water. I just have, cool water in here, and this goes in the bottom of my fridge. And as I need parsley, I'll go like this. I'll take what I need. If I'm juicing it, if I'm cooking with it, I'll just do that. And I just keep it nice and fresh, just like this. And it keeps it, it's like a flower pot, right? Like if you cut flowers or something like that. And then I have this, I can cut it. All right. So with my greens, the other thing that I'll do is I'll take this. You love this? Thanks, Gail. I know. I don't know why we've never talked about this before, but I love the Saturday morning kitchen hacks class. For me, I think it's one of my favorites because I don't realize, I never realized how important this class is, because it's just come second nature to me, some of this stuff. And then when I share it and you guys are like, this is a great tip, I'm like, yippee. All right. So I'm going to leave this on the back. Now, with greens, this is how I do my greens. It's similar, but a little bit different. Now, for rainbow chard, you can use the stem. I never get rid of the stem on a rainbow chard. But if you're doing collards or kale, usually you're not using those. So what I'll do with this, I'm going to cut these. I'm not washing them. What I do is I kind of give them a slice up, right? And then I tighten them nice and tight, and I cut them for cooking. As soon as I get them, as soon as I bring them home, I don't clean them yet. Right? Now, I take a paper towel. This is going to absorb some moisture. I'll take a Ziploc bag, and I can reuse this Ziploc bag. I don't throw it out. And I just dump it in here. Same with lettuce. You can do this with lettuce. Do not wash it. Now it's ready, right? I love this. Now, if you're going to cut romaine like this, you have to tear it, because she's becoming a Martha Stewart. I love it. Keep bringing the content. You're amazing. Thank you, Lot. I really appreciate that. That's so sweet. So now what you're going to do, so somebody asked about lettuce, except with romaine, you're going to tear romaine. The reason why we do not wash lettuce, no, hold on a second. no, that's not what I'm saying. Hang for that. Hang 1 second, Kate. Let me finish this one. Now this is ready, right? You're going to wash this in a colander when it's time to cook. Don't forget. But if you wash this and dry it and stick it in a bag, it's going to be unalive and it'll be really soft. But this is going to last for like 5 to 10 days. Please go away. No scooping here. Bye. Goodbye. All right. So you're going to leave it just like this right in the fridge, you know? Then, and you can keep reusing the bag because you're not, you know, it's not getting dirty. And then you're going to rinse this and I'll show you how we rinse this in a minute. Now, with romaine lettuce, you can prep this. You can prep romaine lettuce, but do not cut it. The reason why you're not going to cut romaine is because it will get rusty. It'll get the brown. So what you have to do with romaine lettuce is rip it, tear it. You're going to just tear it. Put it in your bag, wash it before you use it. But do not chop it with a knife unless it's going from the cutting board to a salad bowl that you're going to eat right away. Otherwise, you're going to get it. Otherwise, it's going to what we call rust. It gets rusty. All right. Whenever you get that in a salad, they've prepped their lettuce, ahead of time by at least a day. Whenever you see that, your lettuce is at least a day old, 24 hours, could be more. All right. That's a telltale sign. You can tear right through. I don't have any romaine. I don't think I have romaine, but you're just tearing it. I don't have romaine lettuce to show you. That'll be a different day. All right. Thanks for all the new followers that have come in. I'm so happy. Don't forget, guys, drop that's so important to your favorite creators to drop that heart maybe today. All right, so this is ready to go. Remember, if you need to write unwashed, so that you remember, or whoever's cooking, thank you. Whoever's, preparing, you can write unwashed. That you don't forget. I'm the only one cooking these greens, so I know. And then what I do is I'll fill up a bowl with tepid water, and I will use grapeseed extract. I love this for vegetables and produce because it's concentrated, so it has a full spectrum of bioflavonoids, and it really is antibacterial, antimicrobial. It will unalive the bugs. All right, so you got it with the lettuce. Now you can cut green leaf, red leaf. That's fine because it doesn't rust like a romaine. I'm sure nobody here don't wash until you're about to use it. I've learned that trick also because lettuce will turn brown. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Charge Strike, how you feeling? Nice to see you. Okay, I want to put this towel out so it dries. Okay, next. So that's your delicate produce. Herbs, you see how we did it, salad greens. You're going to store them unwashed. Wash before you eat. Gently rinse in a colander. You can spin dry. When I'm cooking greens, though, I like to have a little water because I always cook my greens either in a pot of soup, which I made the best lentil soup last night. I was so hungry when I came home and I had no food in my house. And I was like, I really am not in the mood for animal protein. I was like, I need something to eat. I want to eat food. And nobody was home. It was just me. And I had like yam, celery. What else did I put in there? I had some baby spinach, onion, leeks. I just chopped all that stuff up, threw it in a pot with a little tomato sauce. And I had some leftover bone broth and I threw that in. Oh my God. That's what I'm eating today for breakfast, for lunch, and my greens. I'm going to cook these greens in a little bit after class. That's going to be my lunch today. I'm so excited. All right. So there you go. Now, what's next? Oh, hold on, Miss Sneeze. Next one. this is another one where these are the crevice vegetables. You got it? Crevice. Now, you guys, some of you guys have been here when this happened. One time I washed broccoli for you guys and we cooked it and there were these little tiny bugs. We all freaked out. I'm making organic lasagna rolls today. Lady Boss, you better show a picture. That better show up on our book of face. If you guys want to hear more about what we do here and you want to be involved, do you know that it won't post today? So I guess there's a little arrow right over here that you can poke, and that will take you to, see our services and what we do here. I'm Chef Liz. If you're here for the first time, I've been cooking organic whole foods for 40 years, since I'm like, I don't even know, 18. Since I could buy my own food, I've been using organic. And I'm a professional, I guess I'm the second generation of vegan chefs out of New York City. I studied with Anne-Marie Colbin in New York. I did her chef program there. It was all about food and healing. It was a vegan cooking school. We had to have a chicken course to be accredited, so we did chicken. I've had a home delivery service for organic prepared meals back in the 90s for, oh my God, the entire decade, I think. And the World Trade Center, we were a casualty of that. And then I lived in Saudi Arabia, cooked for the royal family. King Fahad's daughter-in-law had a diplomatic, a Healthy Body Kitchen in the diplomatic quarter of Riyadh. In fact, I just brought home all of that. I just found all my menus and all these things, all in Arabic. It's really cool. The invitation to this big event that we did, it's kind of cool. I should do some videos on it. And then, and now for the past 22 years, I've been working at Nature's Temptations. I'm the executive chef there, and we do all, pretty much organic prepared food. You'll see me there. Is today Saturday? Yes, today's Saturday. Tomorrow morning, I'll be in the kitchen with my crew. We'll be getting ready for the day. And I'm here all the time. I know. I can't wait. We have to book some time for that. I'm drinking. Oh, we have T-shirts and mugs, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you go see the LINK and my BIO, you can go meet my friend Stan, and there's a lot of information there for you. Ebooks, free downloads, a recipe vault with over 500 recipes in it. It's $5 a month, less than a price of a fancy cup of coffee. It's really important. And if you are looking to shift your diet into clean foods, that's the place to be. It's the place to start. It creates repetition. It shows your being is ready to commit to caring for yourself. It's like all those things just for you. So what are you waiting for? Go there. All right. I think that's everything. Oh, we have a soup cookbook. It's a good place to be. I'm going to drink some coffee and we'll keep going. If you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. Happy to answer them. And I love to hear from you guys. So chat away. Chat away. This will not. It is not pinning today. That's so weird. I mean, they're just having all kinds of crazy. All right, we only have 7 out of 20, so you guys are here. Don't forget to drop them. All right, so crevice vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, leeks. This is what we do. Let's do our broccoli first. This for me is, thank you, baseball mom. This is our broccoli, obviously. Now, I always keep my rubber bands. I love having these. That's amazing, Lady Boss. That's great. I love that story. I usually keep these rubber bands because they're great. Take your kids out with put it in my drawer right here. And then I also like to keep these. I'm going to keep my broccoli stems because I'm going to make stock with these. This is great if you love broccoli cheddar soup. This is great. All right. Now I'm going to take these, and these I'm going to cut. And the way that I cut these, I kind of cut from the bottom up so that I don't destroy the beautiful, trees, and I keep them pretty. So pretty. All right. Just like this. Now, what I'm going to do, because broccoli, sometimes during the year, especially I think in the summer, you get those little buggies right in this area, right? They kind of start to form in here, those little black, they're almost like gnats. So what we're going to do, this one, we're going to use tepid water, and we're going to soak this. We're going to do two things. We're going to soak it with some baking soda. I want to get that, to pull out the little buggies. I don't think there's any buggies in this, but just in case, I put the baking soda in, and then I'm going to drop these in. I'm going to leave these in for a couple of minutes. I have to tell you, have you guys seen that thing on, I guess it's somewhere on social media where they have this plug-in thing, and it's sort of, I think it has that same sort of properties as that foot soak bath thing, and you put it in here and it draws out all the goobers. I've seen them do it with like berries and stuff. I often think I'm going to get that. And I'm going to hold on to these because I want to make stock, broccoli cheddar soup. I'm also going to use this. I'm going to put this in here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to add some of this, because remember, where are you going to, how many people have handled this broccoli before it gets to your table? You got to always ask yourself that, and not to ask yourself that to freak you out or to scare you or to make you a germ phobe. I'm saying it so that it reminds you, because you look at this broccoli and it's organic. You think, oh my God, it looks so fresh and delicious. I'm just going to eat it. Wait, clean it first, and I'm going to kind of just like move it around a little and just let it scrub, right? And then I'm going to get a colander, and I'm going to use my spray hose on my thing, and we're going to do it. Is it possible that some parasites are not visible? 100%. 100%. You're still hard at work. That is true. We eat so many bugs, I'm sure. Well, that's why we talked about Klingons the other day, parasites. I don't know if you missed that class, you can catch the replay on YT, and you can also get the packet. It's part of the recipe vault of what we talked about with parasites and hidden, all that stuff. E. coli, salmonella, listeria, all of those foodborne illnesses, you can't see them. And then parasites, the same thing. Can you see a worm? Yes, you can see a worm. But can you see a micro amoeba worm thing? No, you can't see those. So you really want to take a minute, I'm not trying to freak you out. I'm just making you aware. Like, it's very important. Now, a lot of us, we've been eating this way. If we could only put everything under a microscope, we'd be amazed. I'm never going to do that. Ever. I won't eat. We can't even say we'll suck on air, because even the air is going to have bugs in it. Think about this, guys. Have you ever, when the sunlight comes in a window and you can see the dust particles in the air, you haven't done anything, you're just walking by and the sunlight hits and you see all the dust? We're sucking that air in, it's getting into our lungs. It's crazy. So crazy. Armenia, hello. Nice to see you, Ab. Welcome. All right, so we're just going to let this soak for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to take it out and we're going to give it a rinse. And then we're going to dry it. Again, I I do use a lot of stainless steel. I like it better. So now I'm gonna take this. I feel like it's rinsed enough. I'm gonna take the broccoli out in this colander, but I want you to see the water just from what we did. And then we're gonna give it a rinse with the hose. Now there's no little bugs, but sometimes you find those little bugs. Sometimes you'll find worms. But look, you can see sort of like, can you see that? I don't know if you can really tell, but the water is definitely a different color, you know, and it doesn't really look like it's going to be bad, but it is. All right, so you know you want to clean this. So now I'm going to just use my spray and clean up the broccoli. Just give it one more rinse, and now it's ready. And we're going to do sort of the same rules apply here. We're going to hold on, I got a lot. I'm going to dry everything off. We're going to dry it very similar and store it the same way. Even if it's cloudy, you never know. You really don't. And that's my point. It's like you really want to listen. The odds, if you haven't done this forever, the odds are you're okay. You know what I mean? Like the odds are that we're pretty okay. I mean, the food system in this country, we're very lucky. It's not the same all over the world, right? Especially, when you go to South America, the water, you always got to be careful. They're always talking about, what do they call it? Montezuma's revenge or something. Even in cultures on this side of the world, it doesn't have to be a third world country. It just has to be a country that doesn't have good food safety yet, or sanitary conditions. But look at our broccoli now. It looks pretty cool. So I'm going to just use my clean kitchen towels and dampen this a little bit. It takes a little extra step, but it's gonna help your gut. You got little babies at home. You got an immunocompromised person at home. This is a nice, just a little addition to keeping your produce and your food clean. So I'm just going to let this sit for a minute. We're going to do the same thing with cauliflower. You can do the same thing with leeks. Again, leeks would be something, and I'm going to show you because I have them. Leeks tend to have mud in between, and I don't know if anybody's ever used leeks. If you've ever used it, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you cut leeks, you'll find like dirt in the middle. However, you can prepare your leeks like, especially this all works really well when you are a planner, right? If you are a planner of food. So again, we can use this for stock. Yes, that's true. I have everything I need for potato leek soup. Now, where am I? Can you guys see this? I want to just flip this. I want to mirror it back. I don't know if you guys can try and chat to see if you can start the chat up. It's totally stalled. I guess we just have to ride the wave, but the chat's really not moving today. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, right? Now, there's dirt. This grows in dirt. Hold on, I can use this little piece still. Oh, you can see it. Here's some dirt. There's a little bit of dirt there. Can you see that? Just a little on the bottom. So what I would do with this, we can use some of this, but I would use this for stock, mostly these pieces, and you can see the dirt. Before I use these in my stock pot, I would definitely, hold on. Hold, please. Okay, there we go. I would definitely rinse these. I'm not going to rinse them now because they'll break down. Celery too has dirt. Exactly. Yes, I see that. Lady, it's starting to move, but yes, I see it. Thank you, guys. That's helping. It gets the chat restarted. Because I think still, even though everybody's tapping, the taps aren't registering. They got so many crazy things going on. but we're just going to ride the wave because it'll come back. All right, so now I'm just going to slice these up and get them ready. And then before I put them in a pot, I am going to rinse them. But for now, all I'm going to do, this is how I get them ready when I get them home. You can leave them whole in your fridge, but if you are getting ready to use them, you can, you're going to use them in a day or two, you can do this. Right? And then again, I'm going to store them in a little baggie, or I can store these in, for this, I'm going to throw them in a bag, a little plastic bag, and I keep all my stock pieces in there. Sometimes I'll keep them in a, what do you call it? In a Ziploc, and I'll put it in the freezer. And when I have enough, I'll just throw it in my stock pot, right? For potato leek soup, I only use water because I want the flavor of the potato and the leek only. I find that a vegetable stock makes my potato leek soup bitter rather than the sweetness. And then scrub them just to make sure. All you need to do is sort of agitate them in your water. So if you do it in a bowl, I can show you because I think I'm going to make potato leek soup for today. I'm feeling like that might be a fun soup to make, and I have all these leeks. But yes, all I would do is put them in a bowl with water, like I said. Hey, Robin, and use your Nutribiotic or baking soda. If you don't have the Nutribiotic yet, just use water and baking soda. That's fine. It's going to do the job. Oops. Did you see what I just did? And then I would just swish it around. And like I did here with the broccoli, just dry it off or throw it right in the pot. Hold on. I just want to pick those up because I don't want the dogs to eat onion. And then you can store them just like that. Right? But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these in a bag, a little baggie, and just store them in my fridge. I can put them in a baggie, or I can put them in, because I work in a commercial kitchen, I buy like some of the, the Chinese soup containers, and I have those, and I'll just throw them in there. But this, I just leave them just like this. Before I cook with them, I will rinse them. Not before. Oh yeah, guys, if you want to share out the live, that's going to make us rock and roll. We got a lot of people in here now. If you haven't dropped a heart me, please consider doing so. If you, excuse me, see just that little cough in a kitchen, I would just I make everybody just throw that out. Is it going to hurt somebody? I don't think so, but we don't really know, All right. But also at the same time, oh my goodness, puzzle piece. Are you kidding me? So crazy. I'm just going to leave them just like this, and they're ready to go. Give them a quick rinse before I put them in. Robin, I give up. But we have 150 people in here. I'm super excited. 150 people and only 9 out of 20 heart me's. So let's go. If you're loving what you're watching and you want to support that, we love it. Love it. Don't forget to drop it. Okay, so now these are ready. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, these are ready. We have nice, clean broccoli. I'm going to hold on to the stems for a nice broccoli stock. It's still soup season here in New York. And I know for soup lovers, it's soup season every day. It never goes away. All right. So these, again, they're still a little wet. Happy Saturday. I'm going to take a paper towel, and they are ready. Now, remember, if you are a shopper and you're buying for the week and you like to prep, this is a great way. Or you can just wait till you're going to cook and take that minute and just clean your produce as you use it. Or if you like to do, this ahead of time work, this is a great way to do it. You can take your little Ziploc bag and you can reuse these. You don't have to throw them out. We can. Now, important, because once you seal this bag, right, you're going to create humidity because the produce is still wet. True with the soup, right? So you can either leave it open in your produce bin, or you can lock it up. But make sure you put the paper towel, because that's going to absorb the moisture. And your broccoli's ready to go. Now, if you have kids coming home from school and they like to eat broccoli with, a green goddess dressing or whatever dressing you give them, or a ranch or something, now it's ready. You don't have to worry about the kids. You don't have to cut it. And this really helps them. You don't want them to eat broccoli not cleaned. You just don't. You really want to take that minute and do that little extra step. Yeah, because this is gonna dry up the moisture and keep your produce keep it a little bit longer, right? And it's ready to go on the fly. You want to give the kids raw vegetables. You're ready. It's all set. That's the way. Thank you for my heart, Robin. All right, and then I have these. These are going to go in a stock pot. And you got, ooh, I have my berries. We could do berries. I forgot. I got these, not strawberries. All right, we got blueberries. So let me show you how I do these. Right? This is considered obviously a delicate produce. Delicate, right? So now I want my kids to be able to eat these whenever, if you got a nanny or something, or you got kids that are coming home and they like to eat blueberries, or they're going to grab some in the morning. Do you wash even bagged veggies? Sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do. Did you wash them and keep it in the fridge? Do you wash even bagged veggies? But I will wash romaine lettuce. Okay, so let me show you. For our blueberries, same rules apply, right? I'm going to use tepid water. Now, again, if you are a berry family, I would be investing in, I would absolutely 100% be investing in organic produce. These are always, berries always end up on the dirty dozen list. Now, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put in, this is tepid water. I drop in about 3 or 4 drops. It kind of sinks to the bottom, so I'm just going to give it a swirl. I'm going to throw these in. Going to give them a swish. They don't have to stay in the water long. Look, I'm being very gentle. My voice got quiet. What is in the dropper? This is, all right, hold on. It's Nutribiotic. Ooh, look, the hearts are going, and so is the chat. Very nice. Good day, good day. All right, hold on. Hold, please, I'm trying to mirror this for you. Okay, this is Nutribiotic grapefruit seed extract. It's an antibacterial, antimicrobial, and I love it. So again, I'm only doing this in a bowl because I don't want to drag you back and forth to my sink. I thought about, doing the live from the sink, but I was like, it's too much trouble. And I have too many people watching, so I have my sink there. Chef, good morning. You got a hair shortened? Oh, did I get it cut? I did. I got my hair cut. Okay, now we're going to take these. It needed it so badly. Okay, now I'm going to gently take these out. Right? Strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries, blackberries. Gotta wash them, gotta wash them, gotta wash them. Okay, hold on 1 second. I will. I believe you can find that in the kitchen essentials. So, there's some goobers in here. You can see the dirt. Now we're going to dry these off as best we can. I am going through a lot of paper towels today. Usually I use my regular towels. But these, we're going to really make sure we dry them nice and well. And then we're going to put them in our mason jar with a paper towel on the bottom. This is a great way to store your berries. You're going to get a much longer shelf life with them. It is really a great way to do it. So bust out those mason jars and put your berries in there. All right, now I'm going to just take them off the towel because the towel absorbed a lot of water and it's really wet. See? All right. I love this. We have groceries and soda for berries. Can we use her name G soda for berries? Can we use baking soda? Yes, you can use baking soda for the berries. Absolutely. But remember, you got to work very gently, quickly. You don't want to, you don't want to keep them in the water too long. And when you're handling them, you really obviously don't want to break them up. And if any of them are broken or any of them look like they're like a little too mushy, like this guy, he's a little too mushy. He's going to break down your whole party. So you want to take him out. You don't want him in the bucket. Look how nice. Okay. Ready? Are you ready? Now you have your berries. They're ready. Clean. Please don't eat your berries out of a box. Please don't buy non-organic berries. Don't do it. Especially if you have kids, immunocompromised. Treat yourself. You won't regret it. Now, I'll tell you, if I close this, Wednesday morning, I'll be able to take these out during our kitchen hacks class. They won't make it to that, but Wednesday morning, they taste cleaner to me when they're like this. I'll be able to eat these Wednesday morning. Yeah. He's too mushy. I don't like mushy blackberries. I like the crunch. Isn't that nice? So that's how I store my berries. Easy. I know when you're paying $8, $9 a box, the Harry's berries, those specialty ones that only come out 3 times, I think they come out for like 5 weeks. They're $19 a pound. I don't want one berry to get moldy. All right. All right. There you go. What else do we have? So see all of our vegetables, and it's sort of like you have everything ready, so you don't have to, you can just go. To me, the hardest part of cooking is the prep work. And then if you have somebody to clean up later, they're quite perishable. They are. If you have somebody to clean up, you don't have any worries, right? You just have to get through the prep. Once you get through the prep, I put a lid on that, Mary. Absolutely have a lid. Absolutely. Done. I do my strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. And if you like to do a mix, you can do a mix. Just make sure that you see how nice I really took time to dry them. And then I keep a paper towel in here just to absorb the rest of the moisture. They will last a very long time doing this. All right. Agitate lengthwise rinse. Okay. Okay, baking soda, right? It's a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 cups of water. You soak 12 to 15 minutes. Got that? A baking soda soak is a teaspoon to 2 cups of cold water. You soak 12 to 15 minutes. And then you rinse really well. No soap, no bleach, no vinegar, and baking soda combos. You don't have to do that. I did a little lemon juice because I like to get the effervescence. You don't have to do that. Drying produce Also, when you dry your produce, it's going to reduce bacteria growth. You're going to use clean towel, paper towel. Always separate cutting boards, one for produce, one for raw proteins. All right. I don't do that. I'm going to be honest with you. At home, I clean my boards really well on a regular basis. But if you are a freak about that, be my guest. Do it. Anything that's going to keep you calm in the kitchen is okay by me. What else? I mean, sometimes I tend to use, thank you, Robin. I love her. That jolly, jolly joy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Robin. We have a very small goal today to get to our the big leagues. Well, we only have 16 out of 500 so far. Let's go. She seems to face plant. I know, that's what I like about her. She's a face planter. All right. So always separate cutting boards, right? Okay. And then the 2-hour rule. Any cut or cooked produce goes into the fridge within 2 hours, and you want to use it between 3 and 4 days. My kind of girl. Exactly. Did you guys hear that? So you want to get your cut produce in the fridge between within 2 hours of cutting and preparing it. And then you've got 3 or 4 days on it. Sometimes you get a 5th day, but 3 or 4 days is a good amount of time before it really starts to break down, loses nutrient value, that kind of thing, bacteria growth, things like that. What else? You always want to keep, now, I don't understand home fridges because they buck the system of how food safety is. And we've talked about this in our food safety class, right? For those of you who haven't done that, we should do that. I should run that class again. That was a really good class and you guys loved it. Maybe we should run that again. And maybe I should do that class every quarter. You know, home refrigerators, for some reason, store the raw produce on the bottom shelf. That drives me crazy. Get cut prep produce into fridge within 2 hours. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Pin that. Pin that, Renee. I don't like that. Meaning, I don't like that I have to put my raw meats on top of my produce bin. I think they should that. I don't know who designed a refrigerator, a basic home fridge, but they got it wrong. Like, produce should really be on the top shelf. Well, prepared food is at the top. I made you guys a picture. You're going to get it in this packet. Prepared food on the top, then your cut produce, then your cooked, and then at the very bottom should be someone who didn't know how food works. Exactly, Renee. It's so silly. But yes, I agree. We only need 8 more heart meets for our goal today. 8. All right. So you want to keep it like that. Use your crisper drawer for vegetables and high moisture fruits. Now, the problem with that is, though, your crisper drawer is at the very bottom. So if you're going to have like I have raw meats on top of my crisper drawer, that's my shelf. So what I do, I have hotel pans that I've bought, and I put them, I don't think I can show you. Let me see, I can probably show you. They're buried, but if you don't have like a stainless steel hotel pan, you could get an aluminum, like a aluminum throwaway roasting tin, put that on the bottom shelf of where you store your raw meats and put it in that. Have something that has sides so that if it does drip, because if you put it on a dinner plate and throw your raw meat in there, or you leave the package, please don't do that, because you do run the risk of dripping on your produce, and that's really not good. I mean, if the Board of Health had to come in and check our fridges on a regular basis, we'd all get violations because you're not supposed to run it that way. There's just that's the way you have to buy a fridge. There's no other way. I was looking at my fridge the other day. One of these days I want to bring you into my fridge. But I was almost thought about my class having a sink or the fridge, but you really need to rethink the way that we put this in. I almost feel like I could probably change that if I wanted to. I'm going to see if I could. That would be kind of cool. And then you put all your raw meats at the bottom. You know, like I'd probably have to buy a little rack for it. But that's a better way. Better way. All right. Let's see. Roots and hardy vegetables, carrots, beets, radishes, turnips. You trim the greens. You can store them in a crisper and you don't wash them before you use them. Right. So beets, rutabagas, turnips, parsnips, carrots, radishes, all of those hard goods I tend to store my, no, those are all refrigerated, actually. I'm thinking potatoes. I never put potatoes in the fridge. All right. Winter squash, store in a cool, dry place, not in the fridge. They last months when they're stored properly, literally months. Fruit bowl items, bananas, tomatoes, and stone fruits. Stone fruits are apricot, plums, nectarines. You guys, if you get this, if you I gave you a whole chart in the recipe vault. $5 a month, less than a price of a fancy cup of coffee. And there's over 50 kitchen pharmacy classes, probably over 20 kitchen hacks classes now. Maybe not that many. Maybe there's 10 kitchen hacks. I'm a little behind on those because I usually don't post a lot of this. I post the sheets that I made, the charts. There are things that you can hang on your refrigerator. But this has your produce type, when to wash, how to wash, where it lives, and the typical life of the fruit. This is a very good chart. $5 a month, and you have access to all of that. In the LINK, the BIO. It is really worth it. I don't know what everybody's waiting for. It's such a, there's so much value for you there. And there's over 500 recipes, over 50 kitchen pharmacy classes, close to 15 kitchen hacks, maybe less. That one I'm not really sure of because I think I post the stuff and then I forget. But all you got to do is bug me and I get it up there for you. All right. Let's see. So fruit bowl items, bananas, tomatoes, and stone fruit. These you want to keep at room temperature until they're ripe. And then, hear this, and then you refrigerate them to extend the life. That includes avocados, actually. Citrus can go either way, but lasts longer in the fridge. Thank you. Thank you, Robin, for all the love. We have very little to do left. We can do this. Excuse me. It's the dust in the air. All right. Cut produce. You store in clean, sealed containers. Label it with dates. That is a good point. You got to label. Very important. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for all the squirrels. I really appreciate the love. Woohoo! 76 out of 500. All right. Next. All right. So that being said, are there any produce that I didn't get to that you guys are thinking about? You know, that you have a question about? This is our Q&A time. I'm here for you, answering questions. Time to stump the chef. Hey, Kath. Thank you, Robin, for those squirrels. Avocados. So avocados you're going to store on a shelf. Let me see. Do I have one? I have one that's turned, but I'm going to show you something. He's kind of tired now. A trick to knowing about an avocado. I didn't mention cherries, but cherries I would store like berries. it's a stone fruit. You can leave them on your counter, but I would wash them, clean them, and store them like this. When you only use half. So you see, once it's like that, once you take that little tip off, you're done. And then also to make it, if you want to keep the other half, I would eat it within the day, and you could pour you could squeeze a lime or a lemon on it. That will help. And then don't forget to eat it. People used to say, oh, keep the pit in it, but that doesn't work. That's bull. But it's only going to last 12 to 24 hours. After that, you're done. You can brush this surface with lemon or lime, or squeeze a lemon or lime. That citric acid will help. And then you can also store it cut side down, but you're only going to get 12 to 24 hours. You got to eat it within the day. Or you can turn it into like a guacamole, Renee, like smash it and add your lime juice, maybe some, fresh onion. And again, you got to eat it by the next day. Avocado toast. Yeah, exactly. We're 108 peeps here so far. Please. Oh, you should pin that comment. Can I pin that, Robin? Let me see. I want to see if I can pin it. No, I can't. Can you pin that? I like that comment. Yes, avocados are definitely, and they're expensive. I love avocados and I forget to eat them. Like this one, I can tell he's a little soft. So I'm going to have to get in there today and see if I can salvage a little bit of it and eat it. Thank you, Mama. Send your heart me's. We have a small goal today. Just that number, 4,000 cabbages. We could do that. We could totally do that. Could totally do it. I'm trying to pin. If you guys want to learn more about the organic food movement, there's a little tiny arrow right over there in the corner, right down there. You can click on that and connect with us. I can't seem to, I'm going to try again. Thank you, Robin, my face planter. Stick it in a smoothie. Oh yeah, Renee, that works. I like that. You should pin that comment too. Tomatoes. Tomatoes you're going to store. I do have tomatoes here today. Tomatoes, you're going to wash them and you're going to store them. I sometimes store them not in the refrigerator, right? Make brownies. Yes. Hold on. And I would, hold on. Okay. Sorry. Like for my cherry tomatoes, again, I would use the mason jar trick. Yes, I was just going to say, I like to store my tomatoes on outside on a plate in the sun. I do that. I'm like, I like when my son hits them. And, only buy what you're going to use. And then as they break down a little bit, I would cut them up and cook them so you don't use them. When you find in the store, tomatoes are not yet. You don't put them in the fridge. You don't want to use any kind of detergent or soap or anything. But again, you can use the Nutribiotic. It will clean them. Remember, somebody's picking these, they're putting them in a box, they're putting them on a shelf. There's a lot of hands are touching tomatoes before they get to our kitchen table. So please make sure that you are cleaning them. You also want to keep them in a single layer. And although they look pretty with the stem side up, you should really keep them with the stem side down in a, on a plate, in a bowl. And you do not, so bananas and apples are like ethylene, I think it's ethylene. You want to keep them away from those ethylene heavy fruits. So you want to keep them, don't like I have fruit bowls all over my kitchen, fruit and vegetables, but you want to keep your tomatoes separate. You don't want to pair them with apples and bananas because that stops them from ripening, and they don't store as well. I think that's really it on the tomato. Stem tomatoes. Oh, me too. The tomato on the vine, those are great. There are littler ones, like you can get a nice tomato on a vine like this, and then they have the smaller ones that are organic. They start showing up now, and they come yellow and red, and they're usually sort of like in a box like this. I roast those and serve them with lamb. Like I'll put cumin and salt and coriander and a little cinnamon and olive oil, and I roast them till they're just soft, and I'll put them on my plate with the sprigs still on them. Oh, they're so good. If your body can tolerate tomato, it's a really nice way to eat them. The hard green ones I would avoid, honestly. They never turn out good. I will also tell you what I have noticed. Avocados from Peru are always, the way that I have seen it, my experience, I'm not disparaging any culture, any grower, none of that. I'm just saying my experience has been organic avocados from Peru always come underripe, almost raw, like they're picked way too soon, and they never ripen properly, and they're more money. So I like Mexican and California Hass avocados. That is it. And avocados are sold by count. There are 60 count, which is this size, and then there's a 48 count, which is a little bit bigger. So watch that when you're buying avocados. You think you're getting a better price, but you're getting a smaller avocado. We only sell 48s unless we can't get them. I'm sorry. Yeah, we only sell 60 counts, 60 in a case, because I like them better. They're a great size. I think for me, the 48 counts are a little bit too big for service and serving size. It's easy to eat a 48 count avocado. A 60 count, they're a little smaller. So keep that in mind when you're buying avocados. Notice that. That's the size of a 60 count. Pretty good to know, right? Gardner, what's going on, sir? Let's see. All right, moving right along. We've got to hit our goals. It's 11:42. Let's go. Let's go. All right. More things. Is there such a thing of taking a little bit of bendable carrot back to crunchy? No, not really. I don't think you can re-crisp a carrot. Once a vegetable is soft, it's kind of hard to bring that back. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I call them tired, ugly fruits. Are they breaking down in nutrient value? Possibly. I would cook that. Or I would mash it, carrot mash, a carrot souffle. Like I would cook it. I wouldn't juice it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't shred it in a salad. I would cook it. Celery is a hard produce. So again, it would be like storing potato or a cucumber. Hi, Ashley. Hi, June. How's hubby? Off topic, but do you have a cooking class date for April? I do. It's going to be posted shortly, and I can't remember the date. I just finished all of that. I did all the menus. What are we doing? I did April through September. It's all going to get posted next week. You're going to have all the dates of the cooking classes straight through September, our Sunday night cooking class. If any produce, and I noticed this with green beans, cucumbers, carrots, asparagus, once you see a slime, cut peppers, once you catch a slime on your vegetable, throw it in the garbage. Do not eat it. Thank you, June. I know, that's what I was thinking. It's helpful for me too, Kimberly, because we only get 9 weekends in the summer, and it goes fast. Hello, avocado queen. Do you grow avocados, or you just love avocados? I'm curious. All right. I mean, I'm just looking at some notes here, Renee. I think try with your bendy carrot to put it in a bowl of ice water for 2 hours. I mean, I don't know. After cleaning, slicing veg like carrots, celery, and a few others and storing in glass jar. Kath, you don't have to put carrots in a glass jar. If you're going to cut celery ahead of time, it has to be stored in water. That's a good point. Thank you for reminding me. If you ever notice when I'm making soup in the shop, you see the vats of celery. I mean, I have 15 quarts of celery cut at all times. We always store that in water. Otherwise, it will get what I call rusty brown. Carrots, they dry out a little bit, but they're fine. But again, how soon will today's info be posted in the vault? I might be able to get it within 48 hours. Let me under promise and over deliver. You want this information? Yeah. And in this information, you're going to get a whole chart. This chart's so worth it. Let me see. Let me see where it is. Here it is. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different varieties of fruits. And the charts, the produce, when to wash, how to wash, where it lives, and typical life. That's going to be a nice chart. In the recipe vault, $5, less than a cup of coffee. Yeah, sure. Yeah, 48 hours. I think I can do it. I just have to remember. I have so much stuff to get for you guys. And let me tell you, if I forget, you know what else I did? I planned our Monday night classes, and I'm also letting all my subscribers know it's going to show up on our calendar newsletter. I have chosen all the recipes for the Superfan Hour. So now you're going to know. Like, Kimberly, put it on your calendar. There's going to be one Monday night that we are making coffee cake, and my super fans are getting my coffee cake recipe. Ooh, I'm so excited to give it to you. Go away. Find somewhere else to go. Get a job. Be productive. Somebody get rid of our friend there, please. Send them some prayers. I can't believe I'm going to give you my recipe. You deserve it. You guys have stuck with me a long time. I'm sharing. I'm not going to run out. So thank you, Robin. When I had Mom in South Carolina last week, I wanted to travel up to you guys. Couldn't do it, Renee. Oh my God. That would have been awesome. Thanks, Luke. Okay, so let's see. I think we are pretty close to the end of today's class. Again, this will have all of the, I think I can actually post this. I'm not good at posting this, so I have to send it to Tyler. and I'll get this in because it's all done already. So all I have to do is send it to him. Winter squash we did. Oh, fruit bowl items we did. Oh, you asked me about celery. Celery you want to wash and cut and put in water. You want to store that in water. If you when you wash it and clean it, once you cut celery, if you're not using it within 24 hours, 100% you want to store that in water. Renee, I forgot to answer that full question. The 3 golden rules: keep it dry. Keep your produce dry. Moisture speeds up spoilage and breakdown, right? Hi, New York. Keep it separate. Produce away from raw proteins, always. Oh, another thing, potatoes. If you're going to cut your russets and you're not going to cook them for an hour, half an hour, you want to cook russets or any potato, any white potato, russet, yellow, Yukon Gold, yellowfin, yellow, golden, whatever they call them, russet, Idaho, blah, 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 on and on and on. You want to make sure that you store it in water. Once you cut it, has to go in water. Has to go in water. Don't forget, okay? What else? I think that's it. And wash at the right time, not too early, not too late. I would say once you cut and store, once you start washing and cutting produce, you definitely are going to need to use it within 3 days, 4 days. I wouldn't go past 4. Add paper towel to containers. That instantly helps your shelf life. It's going to absorb moisture. And if you don't want to use paper towels and it freaks you out, then buy more kitchen towels that are moisture absorbent, that are not going to, I think it's better to do paper towel, but cover it, Snickers, cover it with water. Snickers is asking if we have to cover the celery with water, and the answer is yes. Same with potatoes. When you store your herbs, if you wash them or clean them, once you do that, I store them in a little tiny bit of water, just their ends, like you would put a bouquet of flowers. And this will stay like this for weeks, as long as every 2 days you change your water. And then you wash as you go. This was a fun, I find that we learn so much in a Kitchen Hacks class. This Saturday morning class is so good. Yes, Patricia, you can do that. I didn't really talk about onions today. And we didn't talk about mushrooms either. Let's do that. So onions can be stored out in, should be stored in a cool, dark place, dry air. You should keep them at room temperature in a very dry spot. And you don't want to keep them in a closed container. You want to leave them open. Like sometimes you see, like some kitchens have those baskets. That's a great way to do it. Potatoes and that. But you want to keep them in a dark, cool spot so they don't oxidize. Now, once they start growing stuff, that's a problem, right? But you want to use them in 3 to 7 days. And also, if you chop your onion, you want to get it in the fridge, right? And keep it in a tight, closed container, glass or something like that. Yes, avocado. What was the other one we were talking about? What was the other? Hey, Swizz. What was the other one I wanted to talk to you? Oh, mushrooms. Mushrooms. When you get mushrooms, you have to clean them, but you don't want to put them in water. You want to take a damp paper towel, right? And you want to kind of wipe them off. Yes. Red, white, yellow onions are used for different things. They can be interchangeable, but I leave garlic cloves on my counter, and then once I peel them, they go in the refrigerator. mushrooms are not fans of um, uh, plastic wrap. And you can store mushrooms in the refrigerator, but I would take them out of the packaging, wipe them off with a damp paper towel when you're getting ready to use them, because they're grown in mud and dirt. So you want to clean them first. And then once you slice them, they're going to be okay for like 2 or 3 days. They're going to dry out a little bit, but that's okay. They're still going to be very flavorful. Once you get that slime, they're done. Do not cook them. Bacteria is growing. When you see slime on produce, don't rinse them, don't dry them, don't cut it out, throw it out. I do not wash mushrooms. I do not like that. They tend to get, mushrooms absorb stuff very quickly. They absorb oil, they absorb water, they're very watery vegetable. So, and they don't tend to need a lot of care, but you definitely want to clean them. All right, what else? I think we hit most of the vegetables, right? Let me see. I should add, hold on, let me make sure I have that on my list. Do I have mushrooms on here? We need mushroom. What do we say? Celery, avocado. Oh, and onion. Perfect. We did it. Did you guys have a good time? Oh, we're almost there. Look. Can we do it? We go hunt wild mushrooms around here, have to soak in salt water to get the bugs and bacteria off. Nice, Carrie. I love that. There's a forager among us. All right. So if you've not been here before, I'm Chef Liz. I've been cooking. I'm a professional organic whole foods, real food chef. I've been cooking for 40 years. I'm going to be 62 this summer. I've been focused on organic, clean, real food since I'm 18 years old. I have been in this industry, the organic food industry, forever. I know a lot. 16 months ago, I think it was September 24th, 2024. I came on live on social media for the first time, and I sort of dedicate my platform to teaching how to cook, how to handle, how to deal with organic, real food. We connect food and healing all the time. That's my jam. Somebody called me Martha Stewart before because we were doing this, but I prefer to be the Martha Stewart of food and healing. Because I can cook it and I teach you how. And Saturday mornings is our Kitchen Hacks class. We're always doing something fun. I just finished planning April. It's going to be posted shortly. So Saturday mornings at 10 a.m., we have our Kitchen Hacks class. It's always something like this. And I'm always up for ideas. I keep a list. And as I get that list, I add it, whatever resonates with me, I add it to our calendar. We are on all platforms everywhere. YT, Book of Face, and TikTok are the main ones. We're also on IG. Please follow me there. We need more love over there. We just started going live on as many as I can get to. And then what else? Monday nights is Chef's Table. I named it finally. And we do an eclectic sort of global infusion of flavors. And Tuesday night is kind of an anything goes. Wednesday morning is Kitchen Pharmacy. It's always something food and healing. This week, I think next week, April 1st will be, I'm going to talk about the Blue Zone. If you don't know what that is, come and find out. That's at 8 a.m. on Wednesday mornings. It's a fabulous class. There's always a packet in the recipe vault. LINK and the BIO is my friend Stan. Everything you need to succeed in the organic food industry world, food and healing world is there for you. A recipe vault, ebooks, a cookbook. I have a soup cookbook out. There's all the tools you need are right there. And also during the day, usually Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays and Fridays, one, if not all of those days, you'll see me live with my crew at Nature's Temptations, where I'm the executive chef for the past 22 years. Store is fabulous, fabulous. I'm trying to get them to start shipping so that we can help everybody. Maybe we're a year away. Hey, Danielle, what's going on? So if you need me, you can find me. I have not been able to post let's see if it lets me now. It will not do it. But if you click that arrow right down there, it'll get you to our services and will connect us. Does anybody have any questions for today? You guys all good? We did it. Fabulous class. Fabulous. To all our new followers, don't forget to follow us on the Book of Face and go to YT. You're going to see all the replays are always there, which is fabulous. Fabulous. And then if we can hit this, let me see. All right, hold on. I'm going to update these goals. And then we're going to hang because I think we can do it. I so feel like we can do it. Come on. I want to get us our next fragment to push us over the edge. If this would just go, there we go. Let's get our galaxies. They're so easy. You're welcome, Kimberly. It's so nice to see you. So nice to see you. Okay, let's hit. If we can hit these galaxies, then we got our fragment and we are good for the day. Let's go. It's up to you guys. It keeps us here. All up to you. Anybody have any last minute questions, comments, concerns, love? Let me know. We cannot seem to post today. What do you call it? So weird. Do you put the herbs in the fridge? I put them in the fridge. Oh, you're welcome, Slickers. Thank you. I put them in the fridge, always. Hi, Robin. Did we hit our thing? I don't think so. We got to 67,000. That's pretty good because I think there's been an issue, you know? I'm going to try and get all this on here. We only need 3 more. That's it? That's all we need to get our goal of 20? Oh, come on. We could do that. We got 78 people here. Drop it. All right, my loves. Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys all next time.